Next tonight, hundreds were left stranded underground, with thousands more unable to get around London after a power cut shut down some tube lines. It began earlier this afternoon and some lines still don't have any service as yet. Our correspondent Simon Harris is over at Paddington Station for us now. Simon, do we know any more about what caused this?
Well, Charlene, in sweltering temperatures both at street level and underground, thousands of people found themselves caught up in a major power failure on the tube. At one point, the entire Bakerloo line was at a standstill, along with a large part of the Northern line and the Jubilee line, as well as the Elizabeth line central section from Paddington to Abbey Wood. Now, it appears that a power failure in part of the national grid somewhere in central London caused the problem. It was, we're told, a matter of a few seconds, but it was long enough to cause a small fire and to bring a large chunk of London's transport network to a standstill. Now, TfL says it's likely that some passengers were stuck on trains, stranded in tunnels, but once the power was restored, they were able to limp into the next station. However, the main problem was that the power outage also took out the signalling system, and that's what's been causing chaos for several hours now.
I just know there's been a power outage, but I don't know which lines are down. But the gentleman there has told us the Bakerloo's not running.
I'm trying to get from Paddington to Queen's Park from work, and I mean, it's not that far. I can walk in half an hour.
We just got into town today, and the tube is closed. And we're trying to figure out if we're going to take a cab or if we're going to go on to Hammersmith. He said there's 2 stations open. So we're still learning the lay of the land. We've been here before, but we're confused. And this was our station that was one block from our hotel.
Well, the good news is that the Elizabeth line here at Paddington is back open, which will be a relief to those many thousands of passengers who head for Paddington to catch their commuter trains home. The Northern line, we're told, has also got trains back to normal, and the Jubilee line. But it's a different story with the Bakerloo line, which is still at a standstill, and I'm told may not return to normal until tomorrow morning's rush hour.
OK, thanks very much, Simon.
Sadiq Khan has told ITV News that he sees the benefits of migration in the capital every single day. It comes after the Prime Minister faced an angry backlash for the language he used during his immigration speech yesterday. Keir Starmer unveiled plans to cut net migration by up to 100,000 a year. But he's been accused of adopting far-right rhetoric with some of the phrases he used. Our political correspondent Simon Harris has more.
Whitechapel Market in London's East End. This is the heart of the capital's Bangladeshi community, so it's no surprise that the language most commonly heard here is Bengali. Saida was born in Bangladesh, but is now studying to be a nurse in East London. She supports the government's demand that new migrants must speak English.
In my opinion, it's a good thinking because when you coming in foreign country, you should know, at least you should know how to speak English to look for a job. Otherwise, you don't get the job.
In Downing Street, the Prime Minister justified the new immigration rules with this warning.
Without them, we risk becoming an island of strangers.
But Sir Keir's words have sparked a backlash, with some on the left likening them to Enoch Powell's notorious Rivers of Blood speech in 1968.
In 15 or 20 years' time, the black man will have the whip hand over the white man.
Former Shadow Chancellor John McDonnell, currently suspended from Labour, challenged the Home Secretary in the Commons.
When the Prime Minister referred to Ireland, an island of strangers, reflecting the language of Enoch Powell, does she realise how shockingly divisive that could be?
We need people to be able to integrate, to be able to be part of our communities, to be able to share with our neighbours, and that does mean being able to speak English.
Normally loyal Labour MPs queued up to champion the diversity in their constituencies.
I am proud to represent a diverse and vibrant constituency, Vauxhall and Camberwell Green, a place where so many people from around the world have chosen to make their home.
London's mayor also wanted to talk up the benefits of immigration.
I'm quite clear, both as the Mayor of London and as a citizen of this great city, I can see the benefits on a daily basis, economically, socially and culturally, of successive waves of legal migration.
In his Brick Lane curry house in Whitechapel, executive chef Niaz uses Bengali to talk to his colleagues. He's worried the new immigration rules will cause staff shortages and wants the mayor to challenge ministers.
He needs to speak up, and actually not only on the cultural element in terms of food and all these things, like the beauty of London as it is in terms of culture, but also from an economic point of view, which is that you need migrants to fill the gaps.
You'd like him to challenge the government?
100%. Yeah, I think many in the Labour Party should, because this is not what Labour stands for.
The plan to curb immigration faces opposition from other parties, but it's also proving a hard sell to many on the government side. Simon Harris, ITV News, Whitechapel.
After quite a week in politics, our monthly political programme, The Late Debate, returns tonight. From the studio in Westminster, here's our political correspondent, Simon Harris, with all the details.
On tonight's programme, I'm joined by two City Hall veterans, Labour MP Florence Eshalomi and Baroness Caroline Pidgeon from the Lib Dems. Along with Conservative MP Andrew Rossendale, we'll discuss whether having a mayor has been a success and should the government devolve more powers to City Hall. Also, has Sir Keir Starmer's demand that new migrants speak English put him on a collision course with Labour MPs representing London's diverse communities? Some on the left have already drawn parallels with Enoch Powell. And how much is government policy being influenced by those county council elections in the home counties after the Tory vote collapsed and support for Reform UK surged, not least in Kent, where the party now controls the county council? That's The Late Debate here on ITV1 after news at 10 and also on ITVX.